Questions? The member from Oshawa.
Thank you, Speaker. And my question is to the Minister of Transportation, who said in his remarks that they would give our municipal partners what they need. So in that spirit, today, the Region of Durham Council passed a resolution requesting the permanent removal of tolls on the provincially owned portion of Highway 407. They say that whereas Highway 407 from Brock Road in Pickering to Highway 35-115 is provincially owned and tolls are set by the province, and whereas the province has introduced legislation that, if passed, would ban tolls from provincially owned highways, including all 400 series highways, except for Highway 407, which is located almost exclusively in Durham Region. They go on to make other important points, but they ultimately resolved to request that the province of Ontario include the provincially owned portion of Highway 407 in any legislation banning tolls on provincially owned highways. My question to the Minister of Transportation is, will he indeed give our municipal partners what they need and meet this request? Thank you.
Question, the member from the Minister of Transportation.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Look, this government has always been focused on reducing the cost of living for families across this province. That's why we took off the tolls on the 412 and 418, and in fact, that member, Mr. Speaker, voted against that very measure for this government, Mr. Speaker. When we put that in our budget, Mr. Speaker, look, no, the facts are the facts, Madam Speaker. You look at the budget that we tabled, and you can see very clearly who voted for and who voted against the interests of their constituents and residents, and I can say that that member voted against removing tolls off of 412 and the Highway 418, Madam Speaker. So we will continue to put more money back into their pockets, just like that. The opposition have voted against removing 10 cents a litre, and they have voted against our motions to ask the federal government to remove the carbon tax. This government will always be focused on putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking families across Ontario.
Further questions? The member from Oshawa.
Thank you, and I'm happy to ask a question of the Minister of Transportation. Shortly after the 2018 election, I ran back to this House and tabled that private member's bill to ask the government to remove the tolls from highways 412, 418. Took 4 years, but we got there, and members across Durham Region, when they drive on those now toll-free highways, have a sense of connection to that movement, because it was advocacy across the region. And that advocacy continues. I have here a request from the town of Whitby on January 16th, January 31st, the Durham Region Council, that said, whereas the temporary removal of tolls on Highway 407 during Winchester Road construction work would improve overall travel times, alleviate the traffic impacts on surrounding regional and local municipal roads, they asked this government to temporarily remove those tolls during that period of the Winchester Road construction work. And would you believe it, Speaker, February 6th, the Ministry of Transportation says it is not considering subsidizing or removing tolls for use of Highway 407 at this time. And then 2 minutes later, we have this bill. So when a community asks for no tolls, how come you're telling them too bad?
Good question.
Madam Speaker, here are the facts. Every step of the way, this government has made life easier for drivers, whether it's reducing the gas tax by over 10 cents a litre, which that member voted against for the people in her area and the constituents that she represents, whether it's the tolls on 412 and 418. Let's take a look at the record. It's a public record, Madam Speaker. Look at the budget. Where did that member vote when we put it to this legislature on removing the tolls on the 412 and 418? I think the record is very clear. That member voted against dropping those tolls, Madam Speaker. Not only that, when we talk about building highways, when we talk about ensuring that the highways that will absorb even from the City of Toronto, the DVP and the Gardiner Expressway, we won't toll those. I know their friends at City Hall, some of the councillors have been asking for tolls on that highway for a long time, but this legislation will make sure that we keep costs low and that we do not impose taxes or tolls on the people of this province. And I hope that both these members and the NDP and Liberals vote in support of this bill so we can ensure that no future government puts tolls on highways.
Thank you.